Hello and welcome to another episode of Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms. If it's written work, it's game. Let's meet the panel.
Hi, I'm Larry.
Hi, I'm Jesi.
Charlie.
And I'm Josh. And Charlie, welcome back to the 12th season of the show.
Thanks for having me back.
Most importantly speaking, I want to thank you for your contributions to your county library's digital media.
Oh, thank you.
Libraries are so important.
Together.
Yeah. I should share them. I do what I can. I do my part. Love it. I just want full time. But I do my part, whatever I can, and whatever I can do. If there's parts I can improve on, I try to.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But today we're going to be going over an ancient poem from a female poet called the Distaff by Erinna. And the thing about ancient poetry or ancient writing from women is that it was not taken seriously to the point that much of it was destroyed. And very little... Sappho is probably the most recognizable female writer from before the Common Era. Erinna had a noteworthy poem called The Distaff, which is the one that we're going to be going over.
Which, if I had the correct poem, it's kind of broken up because some of it was destroyed, so...
Yeah,
it's a
just
fragment.
Yeah.
It's pretty much... The first part is somewhat solid, but the second and third parts are a bit broken up to the point that it doesn't really match. I got it as a Christmas gift.
That is awesome. That is just awesome. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you out on that.
To me, right, it's just about a friend that died.
Yes.
A childhood friend.
The discussion starter that I have has to pertain to Baucis or Baucis. How would you describe the speaker's relationship with Baucis?
Childhood friends.
I was going to say, yeah, childhood friends. And I'm like, not just childhood friends, I would say more like sister, brother. I don't know the whole thing.
Do you feel that
I think
very good, very good.
Very close.
Do you feel that there wasn't anything romantic?
No.
I didn't.
Granted, the friend did get married, but the speaker did make...
she went to bed with a married guy. That's what she did.
Yeah,
or she went to,
I was going to say, I got out of that there may have been some adultery going on there.
Yeah, there was some kind of scandal.
But when you went to the bed of a man, you forgot all you heard from your mother while still a child,
Right.
my dear Baucis.
Right.
Aphrodite filled your thoughts with forgetting, which... The fact that the mother is making commentary, it would go to show you that the male was far older. However, it wasn't...
Well, no, because she said you forgot what your mother told you when you were a child. It's not necessarily that it was an age thing. It was a moral thing.
Yeah,
you should know right from wrong,
If you treat the two separately, yes, that would be...
Yeah.
I do feel, though, that the person that she was talking about was a bit of... The way that she speaks of her, a bit of an ingenue, where the person's a bit more innocent, that Baucis is a bit more innocent.
She writes about her as a child. But it seems to me like they spent a lot of time together as children. And that's why she comes across as innocent, because they were innocent children. I don't know about innocence when she forgot. It's not like she's being blamed really by the author, right? Because the author's like blaming the gods, right? Saying Aphrodite filled your heart with forgetting, as your translation has. Mine uses a different word, but I can't remember what it was. But
go ahead, have fun, No, it's like, come on.
But it was basically saying it was a little bit more on the not caring side than forgetting.
Yeah.
Or
oblivion.
Recklessness. Yeah, well, I don't think my question, though, is there an age difference between these two?
No.
They're
I think they're about the same age.
Yeah, that's what I kind of
The reason I ask,
well.
because if
I think she was 19.
Okay.
But then again, that's how old Erinna was, I think, when she wrote this, and it's also, I think she died shortly thereafter.
Yeah. She did pass.
She died too?
Erinna, the poet.
Yeah.
She was only 19 when she died, from what history has been able to gather.
sad. It really is.
They were saying that her and Sappho were contemporaries, but further history has...
No, they were
denied
human
that.
beings. Ha 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 ha. Sorry.
Erinna lived in 350 BC, roughly.
Yeah.
And Sappho was closer to
And around that time, the life expectancy was,
630
you know,
BC.
that life back like I know I've said this in other videos too. In that time period, hand washing not very common, so life expectancy was kind of short.
Oh yeah, hand washing was not common until
Public
the
bathing,
20th
you know,
century.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was,
Yeah, like
hand
you-
washing is a kind of recent thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you know, there was no such thing as a Purell station here, or just you know just
the sanitation was just different. At
much.
that
Yeah,
time.
They didn't
culture
have, they,
was
you know,
different.
and yeah, again, like you know, at that time I could be, or maybe a few years later, they had the public baths. So for those of you who don't know, yeah, they would just go and
Yeah. Pederasty.
do
all
do
kinds
things.
of,
You know, like not
degeneracy.
yeah, just not know. But they didn't know. A lot of them.
Well, that's why, here she's, talking about the words of mother and everything.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, if
But 19 is too young.
maybe they sisters or friends or whatever, if they're not the same age, I would maybe guess that she might be a tiny bit younger, but really not much. Probably very close in age.
Yeah. Well, I guess the reason I asked that question is because one, let's say 4 years older. Let's just use the number 4, okay? You have more wisdom in a way. You have more experience. Like, big brother, I'm confused. Just imagine me sticking it in, okay, at the whatever. I have a question. Yeah, what is it? And I did not eat your Lego, so stop it. Okay, that wasn't it. What are boobs? Okay, now you want to know. So I guess also the age of
The
innocence.
age differences are
It's
much
like, yeah.
greater. Like, somebody
big
who's
sister, a little,
bit older has
yeah.
already more responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
what
I
you're
don't
saying.
see that being the case though.
And I wasn't trying to be inappropriate,
Situation,
but that's why I brought that up. And then at that time you would never ask like that, but for the purpose of this discussion, it's like I want to know a little bit more. I'm confused. I have these thoughts that I never thought I'd had before. Can you help me? Basically that's what it is. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and I was reading also that adultery was very rampant.
Yeah, and marriage.
Adultery.
It was a little
And,
bit more accepted.
and
I don't know
Like,
about
I mean,
that.
I don't want to
And
say
I don't know
like,
how this girl died.
and people slept
Yeah.
with other people of the
I was
same
gonna say they
gender.
did it all the time, so I don't want to say like it's accepted because pre-Christian Roman Empire, they had a lot of intercourse parties where everybody just kind of shared partners all the time. But I think it was something about how women were supposed to, it was mostly men that did it. But when women were engaged, it was more of you had permission to do so of the spouse. Whereas, I don't know, I felt like the way it sounded here was it sounded more scandalous, like you originally said. As opposed to, oh yeah, let's go to so-and-so's house for a party,
Yeah.
that didn't sound like that. It sounded
Making
like,
a
hey, your
pizza
wife's
and
not
going
home.
to bounce house.
Yeah, and
That's
like
not
we were
the part
talking
we're
about too, during some of the other discussions this season, talking about ancient Greece and that kind of thing, as Rennie was bringing up, that these festivals were where these kinds of orgies would happen, right? It wasn't necessarily part of common everyday life. It had a time and a place. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, on Tuesday, no, I can't do Tuesday because you got to go to that toga party. Really, man? A toga party on Tuesday? Oh, it's Toga Tuesday. Okay.
More of a festival to
Tuesday.
celebrate something that happened occasionally, as opposed to, if it was okay if it happened at that festival, but it wasn't okay if it happened, any other time.
And you know what? Same could be said for today. There's a time and a place for everything. Okay. But now it's more kind of accepted. You see two people swapping face, and it's like, all right, personally, I don't care. If you love somebody, you love somebody. But
Not exactly these days.
Exactly. People want what not everybody. There are people who want love. Yes. I want love. I don't know what love is. I know what spare ribs are though. I'm kidding.
Already then.
I know. I'm sorry. I
You have any
digress.
final
But
thoughts?
still.
Final thoughts. I
Hungry.
don't know what I think of. I mean, it's fine. It's a piece of history. It gives you a little perspective into of what life was like. I don't know much about the author. Like I don't know where she was in the aristocracy. Wow. aristocracy.
I believe it was Sappho was also had her poem kind of broken up a little bit, and I found both of them a little bit more difficult to understand what they were trying to say because of it. I think at least the version I read had a lot of ... as in like we can't quite figure out what something's missing here.
There's more coming.
And, but here's what comes after that, and here's what comes before it. So, I mean, like overall, you can definitely kind of tell it's written by a woman.
That's right.
It's not something that was like, it could be a woman, could be no. It was definitely written by a woman.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would say I agree with Larry in the case that as a piece of history and the fact that we learn about a female writer from ancient times, this is a great documentation. I think that this is important. I don't really see anything spectacular with the poem itself. Laments on something that had happened long ago, and it was good in that sense, but nothing significant. So
Yeah, it seems like it's just someone trying to process their grief.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get out of it. Is like, but she doesn't want to go to the funeral.
Oh, I can't bring herself to it, I mean,
which is like, it's just kind of in a way showing that we all have the same feelings about things, throughout time and history. Like, I could easily see maybe written a little bit more modernly, something similar.
There may be that idea that the speaker doesn't want to see her friend Bauschus as a dead corpse. She wants to remember her as
like an untouched flower.
She was.
Right.
An unpicked flower, let's put it that way.
Yeah, that could very well be. But it was interesting. But yeah, like you said, not terribly.
Nothing to be overexcited about.
Right.
Yeah.
It's exciting that it's history. It's cool, like you said, perspective. But
Takes you back in time. I mean,
Yeah.
really back in time.
But otherwise, nothing like over the top.
Alrighty, if you're interested in checking out this and other works from women writers of ancient Greece and Rome, here is the anthology, edited by I Am Plant.
I am plant. I'm a plant. Oh, right. I am plant.
It seems very punny.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think they did that on purpose.
I like plants.
I am meat.
I'll have to see if there's
I am Groot.
Imagine if plants are edible.
Is that who it is?
Imagine
Be sure to join us next time on another episode of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading. Hi there, this is Josh, and next time on Literary Gladiators, Larry, Jesi, Charlie, and I will be discussing The Kraken by Alfred Lord Tennyson, featured in English Victorian Poetry, an anthology edited by Paul Negri. Be sure to support us on our Patreon. For support on our account will provide us with the funds that we need in order to provide you, the viewer, with even more material. Thank you for joining us, and for now, keep reading.